大家好，我是藏族传说中的说唱艺人。今天我要给大家讲一个有人、有僵尸、有神、有怪兽的故事。从前有个人，他不但屌丝，还很单身狗。就在他很想逆袭的时候，遇到了神秘的山中老人。呼呀！你想逆袭吗？那就去背尸体吧，默默地把尸体背下山，千万不要说一句话，尸体就会变成黄金啦！黄金！兄弟，哥只能帮你到这里了。等一下，在哪里找僵尸？又要背到哪里去？僵尸在天葬台，背到我家里去。拜拜。好吧，来一场说背尸体就背尸体的旅行。你好，年轻人。漫漫长夜，我给你讲个故事吧。
Elise stood on her tiptoes at the edge of the pavement, craning her neck to get a good look at the windows. There was quite a crowd in front of her, mostly children, and she was able to glance over their heads at what was going on behind the glass. Every year, she never missed this, coming all the way to the 7th arrondissement from where she lived, in the northern suburbs near Clichy. It always made her feel grubby and unglamorous to watch those impeccably dressed people glide by, their arms laden with Christmas shopping, smiles on their faces, heading back towards their perfectly heated homes. As she watched the intricate pantomimes, she thought of her own home, the cold, bare little room above the metro station. Now, there was the pressure to keep up with the payment of bills, the job at the hairdressing salon that she silently endured, the ex-boyfriend who had taken off with a close friend, and the misery of spending Christmas alone. She was only 25, but she felt that if this was what the rest of her life was going to be like, she didn't want it. It was when she crossed the Rue de Rennes on her way to the Luxembourg Gardens that she saw it, a slim leather wallet lying in the gutter. She stopped for a moment, turned her head right and left to see if anyone had dropped it, if they were coming back to get it, if anyone had noticed. But no one seemed to notice anything, so she reached down and picked it up. The first thing she saw was a thick wad of banknotes. Her heart gave a jolt. She tried to count the bills discreetly without being noticed by the people ambling in the gardens around her. 1,000 euros. She had never seen so much money in her life. Elise got up, hugging the wallet against her, and began to walk around the gardens. She began to tremble a little, and even if she knew it was wrong, she began to think about everything she could do with that amount of money. The food she could buy, the leaking faucet she could at last mend, the warm coat she could choose, the Christmas presents she could offer to her aunt and uncle. She went to a cafe on the Place Saint-Sulpice and ordered a hot chocolate. She felt she had to think, to decide what to do, and not rush into something she might regret. She looked through the wallet again to see if she could find a name and address. There were several folds of very thin paper, the old-fashioned kind used for airmail, covered with spidery handwriting in black ink. They were dated back to June 1960, from the Basque Country, Arcang, to a Madame Chaplin, 21 Rue de Bac, Paris. love letters, so beautifully written and touching that she felt it was wrong for her to continue reading them. They were all signed, Francois, your loving husband. All of a sudden, Elise made up her mind. She could not keep this wallet. She could not keep this money. It was not right. It would haunt her all her life. She would go and give it back herself, right now. It was getting on 7 o'clock, and the snow was still falling steadily. She did not have the right shoes for this kind of weather, and she nearly slipped, grabbing a nearby lamppost to steady herself. She arrived in front of number 21, a beautiful old building with an imposing door. There was a digital code by the entrance, and she could not get in. The only choice was to stand there, huddling by the archway and hope that someone might come in or out so she could enter. She waited for a long time, shivering, thoroughly wet. Finally, the door opened and a couple came out. She was able to slip into the building, breathing a sigh of relief. A notice on the concierge's door read, Madame Chaplin, second floor. The door opened, and a tall young man her own age appeared. Does Madame Chaplin live here? She murmured. Behind him, she caught a glimpse of a large, beautifully furnished living room. Yes, said the serious young man. Who are you, mademoiselle? Elise shook her head. She doesn't know me. She fumbled around in her pocket and thrust the slim wallet into his hands. I think this is hers. I found it on the Rue de Rennes. The young man and his polite gaze, the refinement of the apartment and building, were abruptly too much for her. She felt out of place and embarrassed. When she got outside, she walked as fast as she could down the empty, snowy street. When she got to the corner of the Boulevard Raspail, she started at the sudden touch of a hand on her shoulder. The young man was standing there, snow falling gently on his dark, feathery hair and glasses. Mademoiselle, my grandmother is touched and happy that you brought her wallet back. My grandfather's letters mean the world to her. Grandma said you gave her the best present ever. She's waiting for you. By the way, my name is Sebastian. There was nothing else to do but to follow him back down the Rue de Bac. And as the snow fell merrily around them, Paris had never looked more picturesque, Elise thought. Beautiful, too, was Sebastian's smile and the new warmth she felt within her heart, thawing the sorrow and sadness away.